Hello and welcome to another episode here on Street Bishop's YouTube channel. My name is Reverend Lance and I'm with Street Bishops Ministries and we're at streetbishops.com. Before I go any further, I want to encourage you to subscribe down below and make sure you check on the bell so that you get notifications of some of our new videos that come up. So today I am answering a question from one of our ministers. The question comes from Reverend Lee, and what he asks is this: how do you gain and maintain donors for a ministry? So that is the question today. How do you gain and maintain donors for a ministry? So now we've got to parse these words out. And okay, so gosh, anytime we talk about money, it gets a little bit complicated sometimes because you have to understand why people give money. Sometimes they expect something, sometimes they don't. So Lee said donors. Okay. Donors are one sort of animal. Contributors are another. People who tithe are yet something completely different. So I'm going to make some assumptions about Lee's question to me about donors and ministry. So I'm going to change the word from donors to supporters, people who support the ministry. And then we're going to make some assumptions about the word ministry. So we're not talking about your church. We're talking about the work you do in the community, right? So when you say ministry, I'm not going to be thinking of religious praising God ministry. I'm thinking of, because that's sort of the self-centered worshiping God kind of thing. I'm talking about the outreach that you do individually as a Christian, or as a group, a ministry team, or as a church. Okay, so instead of donors, we're going to say, how do you attract and maintain supporters of your ministry, which is an outreach? So now we're a little more clear about what we're talking about. When people give money, they give it usually in one of two ways. One is an impulse gift. You're walking by, I say, will you support my ministry? I don't know you, I don't know anything about your ministry, but I toss $1 in the bucket because I figured, well, if it's for a ministry, even if I don't know, I'll take a chance at something good and I'll throw in $1. That's impulse giving. The other type of giving is when somebody is supporting a cause. It's a cause that they believe in. So there are people that have time and no money, and so they give time to your cause as a volunteer. There are people that have money and no time, so they believe in your cause and they give money so that they can see it happen. And then there's those that have time and money. They will both be volunteers and they'll be supporters, or in these words, donors. Okay? Now, if you're talking about support for your ministry, we're going to make some more assumptions because, see, this is a very big question with a lot of answers, but we have to narrow this down. Let us suppose that what Lee is speaking about is, how do we find those people who have the money, who believe in the cause, and don't have the time? Therefore, because they believe in your cause, they will give money to see something happen. That's their way of participating with the resources of cash. Okay? Now, let's assume that the outreach is to support financially and counseling and logistically with women who have been abused by a spouse or a partner and are trying to find shelter. So we're talking about a women's shelter. Okay. So what you do is, and I'll have a set of videos for this I should put up. It's my fundraising videos. In fact, I promise you all, I'll get those videos up. And what you're going to want to do is put together a case, put together a brochure that very clearly outlines what your ministry is doing. in very clear terms. We give women who have been abused or the victims of abuse or are escaping abuse, we give them a place to stay that is safe. We give them nourishment. We provide clothing. We provide a small stipend to assist them in getting on their feet to their next job. These are the things we provide. We also have a prayer team that prays for these women. That type of thing. Okay, so you're saying what you do, and you're going to want to not make it like over the top, like you're trying to save these women's soul and you're going to, bathe them in Christian stuff every day, because there's a lot of folks out there who have the money who want to support your mission who may not themselves be Christians, but we don't care. Or they may be Christians, but they're not really in your face kind of Christians. So you want to, when you talk about your services in your brochure, you kind of want to just be a little bit careful. I'm not talking about denying your Christianity. I'm saying don't just slap people in the face with it every time you turn around with everything you write and everything you do, because that can get obnoxious and that can turn people off and really shove them away from Christ instead of bringing them to him. So you make a brochure that has all the information, and then in this brochure it says, this is the number of people we intend to help. If money was no object, we could help this many women in our community. And then you're going to say, and you're going to give them some giving levels. With a $25 gift, a $100 gift, we're looking for one $5,000 gift, two $2,500 gifts, four $1,250 gifts. You do it that way, you break it down. But you want to have like 5 or 6 levels down to a $25 gift. And then you take that brochure and you begin speaking to people. You have meetings, you go to meetings, you do presentations, you talk to friends, you talk to family, you talk to all kinds of people, and you say, I would like you to become a donor. Does this, I'm hoping this matters as much to you as it matters to me, and I want you to be, in Lee's words, a donor or a supporter of my ministry. And then once that person says yes and gives that first $1, you maintain a relationship with them. You email them, you keep them up to date on what's going on, you give them additional opportunities. Say a woman comes in and needs some extraordinary help. She needs maybe repairs on her car that are $400. Then you dial up all those people and say, we need $400 for this particular person. So there's a way that you manage donors. These people who have money but don't have time, and that they want to contribute and help your mission. And that's how you get them and support them. So there's an acquisition phase, and there's a way you communicate with them. But it's really about being clear in a brochure. It's called Your Case. In a brochure about what you are trying to do, what you want to do, what you're doing now, what you intend to do in the future, and what you would do if money was no object, and how that person can become a part of it. Anyone who needs help with their ministry and figuring out how to develop a donor or a support plan, please reach out to me. Let's start emailing back and forth. Let's have some conversations, and I can help you put that together. So, Lee, I hope that begins to answer the question. It's a very huge question, okay, with a lot of answer to it, but I wanted to give enough for a short video here to get us started. So I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Again, don't forget to subscribe and email me at secretary@streetbishops.com. If you have questions, visit the website at streetbishops.com. And I love y'all, and I'll see you in our next video.